It's a common myth that women can't participate in Formula One, but the truth is that there's no official rule excluding them from the sport. However, it's unfortunate that we haven't seen more women behind the wheel. The last time a woman competed in an F1 seat was in 1992 when she tried to qualify for the first 3 races of the season with the Brabham team, but she didn't make it. If women are allowed to race in F1 today, you might wonder why it's been 30 years since we last had a female driver. Well, let's start with one key reason. There just aren't enough opportunities. Since F1 kicked off in 1950, we've seen 786 drivers take to the track, but only 5 of them have been women. That's just about 0.6% of all F1 drivers. But don't worry, there's hope for the future. Past female drivers. Let's discuss the 5 female drivers in Formula One and their racing accomplishments. Maria Teresa de Filippis was the first woman to compete in Formula One, making her debut in 1958. She participated in 5 Grand Prix, starting in 3 of them. While she was a skilled driver, her career was limited to just that 1 year, during a time when rampant sexism heavily influenced the sport. Although she only raced in 3 events, her best finish was 10th place. Notably, she was refused entry to the French Grand Prix in 1958 simply because she was a woman, with the race director infamously stating, "The only helmet a woman should wear is the one at the hairdresser's." Well, that was truly outrageous. Lila Lombardi holds the special distinction of being the only woman to score points in Formula One. During the 1975 Spanish Grand Prix, the race was unexpectedly cut short when a car soared over the barriers, leading to the heartbreaking loss of 4 spectators. Because of this, Lila was awarded half a point for her efforts. Next up is Dina Gallica, who made her mark as the only British female F1 driver and also led the British Olympic skiing team. Then we have Desiree Wilson, who, although she only had the chance to race in 1 F1 event, made her presence known. And let's not forget Giovanna Amati, the last female driver to compete in F1 to date. She raced in 3 events back in 1992. Her qualifying sessions were quite a ride, as she faced a lot of challenges with her Brabham. After 3 races without finishing, she was eventually replaced by a promising driver named Damon Hill. Did you know that Damon Hill took home the World Championship title in 1996? That's just amazing. Since then, the closest we've come to that achievement was Susie Wolff, who drove in 3 practice sessions with Williams back in 2014 and 2015. Her name might ring a bell because she's currently the managing director of the F1 Academy, and she's also married to Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff. Quite an interesting connection there. Now let's dive into the physical challenges of F1. You've probably seen those videos of fighter pilots feeling the effects of G-forces, right? Just so you know, 1G is the force of gravity we all experience. When drivers pull a whopping 6 Gs, it feels like their bodies weigh 6 times more. Most people can handle about 4 Gs before they start feeling faint, but in the world of F1, drivers pull up to 6 Gs during races. Max Verstappen even hit an incredible 67 Gs in a crash with Lewis Hamilton. That's why F1 drivers have those robust necks. They need to be super strong to handle all that pressure. It's clear that F1 is not just about speed. It requires a ton of physical strength too. Reasons. A 21-year-old woman typically won't start off as physically strong as a 21-year-old man. That's just a reality due to genetic differences. However, that doesn't mean women can't compete in Formula One today. Far from it. Women are excelling in various extreme sports. So, physically speaking, it is achievable. But why aren't more women in F1? One reason is that there are only 20 seats available in F1, which are reserved for the elite in motorsport. Traditionally, this has been a male-dominated field. Thankfully, this is beginning to change in recent years. One major issue is the lack of representation for women. While women's sports like the WNBA and women's football have seen significant growth in attendance, F1 has fallen behind. How can we address this? Initiatives like the W Series and the F1 Academy are steps towards a solution. In 2018, a plan was initiated to create a women-only racing division that would operate at no cost for drivers, covering all expenses associated with travel, accommodation, and race participation, all to encourage female representation in motorsport. Financial barriers contribute significantly to the exclusivity and divisiveness of F1. Fast forward to 2019, the inaugural season featured 6 races in modified F3 cars with a prize pool of $500,000. The winner? Jamie Chadwick, who became the first champion of the W Series. Congratulations to her. However, the COVID-19 pandemic interrupted the series. After a 2-year hiatus, the W Series made its comeback in 2022, and Jamie Chadwick once again emerged victorious with a dominating performance. So, who exactly is Jamie Chadwick? Could she be the solution for women in F1? The answer is not quite straightforward. Although she has consistently outperformed her competitors in the W Series and has experience in F3 where her initial career didn't go as planned, that was in the past. Given her background in GT racing or non-single-seater cars, she has made impressive strides. There's a real possibility we could see her in F3 again, but F1 presents a whole new set of challenges. If you're aiming for success in motorsport, it's essential to have talent that has emerged from the karting scene, especially those specialized in single-seaters, or sometimes a little financial backing from family can help too. Speaking of support in the racing world, let's shift our attention to the W Series. It's really a bittersweet moment for motorsport, as pointed out by respected racer Pippa Mann. She raises an important issue. Despite the backing from incredible figures like F1 legend David Coulthard, the W Series didn't manage to close the gender gap in motorsport the way many had hoped. In fact, it seems to have created more distance instead. Consider this. The Tatuus T318 cars weren't even up to F3 standards at the time. While it's true that these vehicles could provide women with access to better quality cars at a much lower cost, the entire series missed the essential point. By the end of the W Series, the prize pool had reached $1.5 million. Rather than using this money to support a female-only series, those funds should have been directed toward helping women catch up to men, who have benefited from more funding since the beginning. The W Series ended up further segregating women in motorsport. In June 2023, the W Series went into administration, effectively marking its closure. So, what comes next? It's time to bring Susie Wolff back into the picture. The plan is to select the top 5 junior teams and the 15 best young female drivers, providing them with the environment they need to become the best drivers they can be. How will this work? By giving them opportunities to race alongside their male counterparts, enabling them not just to compete, but to win. Take Carlin, for instance, one of the leading junior teams globally, which aims to guide drivers through the Formula ladder, effectively taking them from grassroots to the brink of Formula One. If any team can elevate the top female drivers, Carlin is undoubtedly the best choice. So, who are the standout drivers and will they be capable of competing in F1? Let's look at Abby Pulling and Megan Gilks. Abby Pulling is an Alpine Academy driver who is racing this year with Roden Carlin in the F1 Academy. Meanwhile, Megan Gilks competes for Roden Carlin in the F1 Academy and also serves as a trackside support engineer for Aston Martin in Formula One. They're aware of the challenges in front of them, but they're absolutely determined to push through and succeed. Just like in life, sometimes things don't go as planned due to issues like timing, talent, budget, or luck. Many drivers are just getting by. Take Megan Gilks, for instance. She really gets the risks involved. She even decided to have a backup plan in place, which is engineering. It's a smart move. So, will we see any of these incredible women in F1? Like Jamie Chadwick? Unfortunately, it seems unlikely right now. However, with initiatives like this in place, it's encouraging to think that the sport can become a welcoming space for women on their way up. Especially now, with the surge in F1's popularity, thanks to shows like Drive to Survive, which has become such a hit on Netflix, and the way Formula One has embraced social media to engage with fans. This has really attracted a large female audience. Even with all these positive changes, there's still a big issue that needs to be addressed. F1 has had a challenge for quite some time now, making it a bit tougher for newcomers to enter the scene. But let's talk about something realistic: money. Did you know that F1 is often seen as the ultimate money sport? Top drivers can earn over $50 million a season, and cars are becoming more and more filled with sponsorships. It's all about financials driving the sport forward. Many drivers need to invest their own money to gain recognition. In contrast, F1 Academy offers significant financial support, ensuring drivers get enough track time and opportunities to advance in the sport. Cultural and societal barriers have been tough, especially in such a male-dominated sport. With millions of dollars on the line for sponsoring drivers, it's understandable why female drivers have often taken a back seat. But guess what? Things are starting to change. The lines are blurring, and we can finally see and appreciate the incredible talent of upcoming female drivers. That's why the F1 Academy is so important. It's a fantastic step toward a more inclusive future in racing. Let's consider the question: will we see a woman in Formula One again? With initiatives like the F1 Academy, growing visibility for women, rising interest among female audiences, and increased funding for female drivers, there's plenty of potential talent out there. If we nurture this talent properly, I believe we'll see a woman compete in Formula One within the next 5 to 10 years. There's no reason it shouldn't happen. It's essential, as we're currently overlooking a vast pool of talent.